Hello, my name's Rupi and welcome to another story from Planet Moon. Lewis finds an egg. It's another beautiful day on Planet Moon. The air smells like sausages and Kimi and Max are on their way to Lewis's house. Play school has been cancelled today due to Miss Tribble coming down with a bout of robopox. So Mrs. Fubb, Lewis's mum, has agreed to let them come over and play in the garden instead. They find Lewis playing in the sandpit. Hello, Lewis! They both shout, running over to him. Oh, hi, guys, Lewis replies. He sounds a bit uncomfortable and nervous. Lewis, what are you sitting on? Kimi asks inquisitively. I don't know what you mean, Lewis exclaims. But it is obvious he is telling porcupines. He's never been good at lying. Come on, says Max, laughing. You almost completely transparent. We can see you're sitting on an egg. Kimi can see it now too. It wasn't clear at first, but it is in fact a giant egg. Wow, that's a really big one. Where on earth did you get that? She shouts excitedly. Shh! Lewis looks around, desperately making sure no one overheard. I don't want my mum to know. She'll take it away. Nigel needs me. Nigel? Kimi scoffs. You've given it a name? How do you know it's not a girl? I can feel it moving inside, Lewis explains. I think it's ready to hatch. Between the three aliens, none of them have ever hatched an egg before, but luckily Max always keeps a few books in his belly, just in case he decides he wants a bit of light reading. Maybe there's some information in one of these. They each grab a book and get cracking. Okay, it says here, Kimi starts nose deep in the flying encyclopedia, that eggs pretty much need heat. I think you're doing the right thing by sitting on it, Lewis, but you're made of cold space jelly, so I don't think you're the right temperature to hatch it. Max looks around the garden. What else could we use to warm it up? What about a barbecue, suggests Kimi, spotting in the corner of the garden. No way, exclaims Lewis. My dad says playing with fire is dangerous. And anyway, it would be far too hot. Okay, well, says Max, thinking out loud. What about if we just wrap it in coats and stuff? Maybe use your grandma's old portable heater, Lewis? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'll go get it. And with that, Lewis waddles inside and gets supplies. They dress up the egg with what Lewis could muster and wait. So what now? How long does it even take to hatch an egg? It could be days. This is awfully boring and not at all what Kimi and Max had imagined their day going. Although Lewis seems happy at least, he's taken to reading one of Max's books to it. I might ask if my dad will come and pick me up. This isn't very fun. But before Kimi gets to finish her sentence, she's interrupted by an almighty crack. They all gasp and then immediately fall silent. It's time. They watch as large pieces of shell fall away from the egg. We're finally going to get to see what's inside. What do you think it is? Whispers Max, not wanting to startle the new arrival. Lewis tentatively peeks over the edge of the shell. It's a space grub. Oh. Lewis whips it up and forces it into a tight hug. I bet you're hungry. Yes, you are, he says in his best baby voice. Don't you worry. Daddy will take good care of you. He looks up at the others. What do you think it eats? Max picks up one of the books. I'm sure there'll be something in one of these, but looking at those eyelashes, I'm not sure he is a he. I think he is a she. I knew it, says Kimi triumphantly. They all take turns to hold Nigella, as she's now been renamed, and revel in their achievement of hatching their very first egg. However, something isn't quite right. Kimi notices it first. It seems to have turned awfully dark all of a sudden. She slowly looks up. Lewis, where did you say you found that egg again? Max and Lewis too look up to see what is casting them in shadow. There, towering high above, is without a doubt the largest giant spacecraft they have ever seen. Roar! Kimi and Max scarper as fast as they can and hide. Lewis, however, stays put. What is he doing? Doesn't he realise there's a giant space grub standing over him? What if it's hungry? Don't be scared, Nigella. It's just your mummy come to find you. And with apparently no fear at all, Lewis raises Nigella and hands her back to her mother. I kept her warm for you, Mrs. Space Grub. Mrs. Space Grub makes a loud groaning noise before gratefully turning away and heading home, straight through next door's garden fence. Wow, Lewis, that was really brave, Kimi says, coming out of hiding. Oh, it was nothing, Lewis replies beamingly. I read in a book that it was unwise to come between a mother and her newborn hatchling. It reminded me of that time I ate a cake my mum made the day before my sister's birthday. And I definitely didn't want to be on the end of rage like that again. The three of them burst into rapturous laughter. Half at the thought of Mrs. Fudd finding a half-eaten cake, half in sheer relief they didn't just get eaten by a giant, angry mother space grub. Now, let's just hope if Lewis happens across another mysterious egg in the future, he leaves it well alone. But deep down, we know he probably won't. The end. Thank goodness Mrs. Grub was able to find her baby. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you soon for another episode of Planet Moon. Goodbye.